Hello, and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. My name is John Viglotti. On behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you joined us for the Small Cap Growth Conference. We'll kick off today with a live presentation from Ainos. Please note you can submit questions for the presenter in the box to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Schedule Meetings tab found on the conference platform. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome Jack Liu. He's the Director of Corporate Development of Ainos, Inc., which trades on NASDAQ under the symbol AIMD. Welcome, Jack.
Thank you, John. Good morning. My name is Jack Liu, Director of Corporate Development. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for joining this presentation. So our company's name is Ainos. It's a play of two words, as you can see here, AI and Nos. And that's kind of give you a preview of our core technologies. So here's the disclosures. I'll skip through this very quickly. So I have three key highlights for you. Okay. Number one, I'll talk about our core key technologies consisting of Veldona, which is a therapeutics program called Very Low Dose Oral Interferon Alpha. Also, we have a telehealth-friendly diagnostics powered by our core technology Ainos, and we have a synthetic RNA development platform for our long-term synergy with the point-of-care business. I'll also talk about our capital-efficient business model with cost-effective operation in Taiwan, multiple strategic relationships, and effective monetization strategies. And also, I'll talk about potential catalysts for the next 12 to 18 months. For our Veldona business, we'll be looking to drive sales of our latest product, Veldona Pet. That's a supplement for pet dogs and cats in Taiwan and seeking international expansions. Number two, we'll be pursuing out-licensing of our Veldona human drug candidates. For the point-of-care platforms, we have two milestones. Number one is completing study of our flagship point-of-care device called Ainos Flora for women's health. And number two, we have a co-development business with NASDQ that we expect to be production ready in the back half of this year. So let's first talk about our technologies. We are a diversified medtech company. We're building three key technologies to integrate precision medicine and telehealth. Our point-of-care devices are designed to be portable, telehealth-friendly, and deliver quick results. We differentiate by using AI-powered digital nose to smell volatile organic compound, or VOCs, emitted by your body. Therefore, all the tests are completely non-invasive. Our lead product for this year is point-of-care for women's health called Ainos Flora. Veldona stands for Very Low Dose Oral Interferon Alpha. Interferon is part of the natural immune systems. We believe Veldona can be a safe, convenient antiviral solution by regulating your own immune systems. We have been a pioneer of low-dose oral interferon for nearly 40 years. Our pipeline includes clinical stage human drugs that I will talk about later, and commercial stage pet care supplement, Veldona Pet. And Veldona Pet supplement is expected to be our key driver in the near future. sRNA stands for synthetic RNA. This is a long-term program we are developing, trying to develop long-term synergies with our point-of-care products. Next, we'll talk about our capital-efficient business model. Our capital-efficient business model is based on the following. Number one, we mainly operate in Taiwan. This allows us to access excellent, cost-effective human capital for R&D, manufacture, and healthcare development. Many of you may know Taiwan is a great place for tech hardware or semiconductors, but you probably don't know is Taiwan actually has the world's third most efficient healthcare system. In our view, it's a great place to run clinical studies and develop healthcare products. Second, as shown here, we have established several key relationships for product manufacturing and distributions. These relationships allow us to dedicate our own capital to product innovations and business development. Lastly, we run very effective monetization strategies. We intend to sell our point-of-care diagnostics to other healthcare innovators with strong brand or access to our products' potential users. This way, we save our marketing expenses. For our human drug, we're mainly seeking out licensing in order to accelerate return and fast track the development. For the Vildona product, currently we're selling in Taiwan under own brand through distributors, and also we'll be seeking international expansions with our distribution partners. This table summarizes our expected advantage for Vildona. Traditional interferon treatments are given usually in high-dose injectable forms, a lot of side effects. Vildona, in contrast, is very low dose and given as oral pills. Our study shows it has fewer side effects, easier to take, easier to store. We did 68 studies over 16 indications in the past, about 4,600 subjects exposed to Vildona daily for up to 5 years, and this has demonstrated the safety profiles. In short, we believe Vildona is safer, more convenient, and more affordable way to treat diseases. Next, let's talk about Vildona PET. This is our latest effort to fast-track commercialization of our Vildona technologies. We launched the product during the second half of last year and as a health supplement for pet dogs and cats. And there are 5 SKUs. Each SKU addresses different health issues related to skin problems, gum problems, emotional wellness, allergy, eye and weight management by helping the pet's immunity. The common theme against all these health issues is they are all immunity related, and our study has shown that Vildona is great at maintaining immunities for our lovely pet friends. We believe Vildona Pet addresses multi-billion-dollar global market, as you can see here, backed by 3 positive industry dynamics. Number 1, increased pet ownership. We believe this is happening across the world. Increased pet care spendings, and premiumization of pet food and supplements. Currently, we're selling in Taiwan, which is a roughly about 1 billion market, and this year we are seeking international expansions. As you can see here, in the adjacent countries, Japan, China, Southeast Asia are all very big market. And US alone is a 57 billion market. So as we expand internationally, we think this will be an additional growth driver for us down the road. So we believe Taiwan is a great starting point for Vildona Pet thanks to the growing pet market. As you can see here, the number of pet dogs and cats grew about 18% between 2017 to 2021, reaching about 2.95 million in 2021, and the number is still growing. In fact, as you can see on the line chart on the left, in 2021, there were more pet dogs and cats than little kids under 14 years old. So the slogan here, very trendy, is have pets better than have kids. Currently, our products are on all the major online platforms in Taiwan. As a next step, we are seeking to expand our offline channels into pet care stores, hospitals, and by working with our distributors. So we believe this country is a great launch site to build momentum for our Vildona business and feeding off momentum into international expansion as the next stage. Next, I'll talk about our human drug. So since inception, we have pioneered low-dose interferon for nearly 4 decades. In the past, we did about 68 studies over 16 indications. Now, we are taking a more focused approach, prioritizing the indication I have shown here, which we believe has a long-term opportunities. For example, cold and flu, it's about 14 billion in 2019. And there's about 1.2 million HIV patients with about 2% to 5% prevalence for oral warts. So these markets, in our view, is very substantial and presenting good long-term opportunities for us. As the table shows, most of our priority indication have completed phase 2 studies. Our next step, we are exploring these assets' hidden values, and the goal is to out-license to partners to advance these programs into the next phase and eventual commercializations. As you can see, the star ones here are our priority programs. This Monday, we just submitted a complete response to the FDA for conducting a phase 2 study for our mild COVID-19 programs. Going into second half of this year, we are expecting to submit additional INDs, including studies for HIV oral wart and study for Sjogren's syndromes. And I like to highlight that our HIV oral wart is an orphan drug designation by the FDAs. Next, I'll talk about our point of care products. Our point of care products consist of two broad categories: COVID, based on lateral flow technology, and volatile organic compound, which is our next big drivers. So since 2021, COVID kit has been our first commercialized product, contributing all of our revenues, and since 2021, and we have been selling it in Taiwan under EUA. Going forward, we are pivoting to our VOC products as we see substantial long-term growth opportunities. We believe since COVID, consumers have embraced using self-testings, so there are opportunities to sell more point-of-care products for other diseases. Our VOC products non-invasively test health by analyzing VOCs within the body. We design them to be portable, connected, AI-friendly, and deliver results within a few minutes. As you can see here, there are 3 SKUs in our pipelines. Ainos Flora for testing with vaginal health and certain common STIs, which is our focus product for this year. Our other candidates include Ainos Pen, which is a portable breathalyzer for daily health monitor, and CHS430. This is a breath analyzer for patients with ventilator-associated pneumonia, which is commonly found in the intensive care settings. So I'll quickly talk about how Ainos works. This is the key platform for our VOC products. Traditionally, VOC research relies on large, expensive machines, simply not scalable. But VOCs emitted by your body can tell you a lot about your health status. But in the past, we are relying on huge, expensive traditional lab machines. In contrast, we are now making this scalable through Ainos with 3 major components. Number 1, an array of semiconductor-grade digital node sensors to catch these very low-level VOCs. Number 2, with a trained AI to identify the VOC pattern and make healthcare association with it. These kind of healthcare association in the past actually has been established through many of these traditional large lab-based research. Number 3, we digital profile the VOC's unique pattern into what we call smell IDs, and we store them in the cloud for future big data analysis. We believe AI nodes can be applied into many sectors. Our priority right now is for healthcare, but last August, we have announced programs with 2 Japanese partners that will position us for the long-term non-medical markets I have shown in the right of this chart. So this is the co-development program we announced last August. This co-development program will basically allow us to broaden the AI nodes industries of applicable markets into industries shown here: telehealth, automotive, industrial, and environmental safety. We will design the products for NASD, which is a Japanese company, to market and commercialize, and Inabata, which is another partner within the program, will provide business support between us and NASD. We started this project about 6 months. So 6 months since the kickoff, we are now in phase 2 of the program, finalizing the hardwares, the specifications. It's a very rapid progress in our view. Our goal is to be mass production ready in second half of this year, which will be enough potentially set us up for another new growth drivers down the road. So this is something that we are very, very excited about. So these 2 graphs illustrate how AI nodes can smell your health. On the top, you can see this is what happened within the component. The node sensors capture these VOC signals and extract the unique pattern of these VOCs. Second, we use the AI to associate these VOCs digital pattern, smell ID, with clinical trial data for healthcare associations. And then on the box side, on the device side, number 1, We made all the devices very portable. These devices collect VOC data non-invasively and usually get the results within a few minutes. Then we store this data into our companion mobile app, which sends the data to the cloud for big data analysis. And also you can share the result with the telehealth doctors, and that's how you close the telehealth loop. So in short, the entire process we have developed, we think it's fast, it's connected, it's AI enabled, and telehealth friendly. So here's the global perspective about STI and why we think why we position Flora as our priority candidates. It's actually a global health topic, and there's a strong potential for point of care tests. Right now, STI testing stands for about 256 billion by 2028, growing at about 8% CAGR, but roughly 20% of these are still just 20% of these are point of care tests. And we believe there's a huge driver from moving from lab test into point of care or what we call at home tests. Privacy and convenience are key drivers for this adoption, and which potentially could enhance the entire telehealth service offerings into the growing female self-care categories. If you look at the WHO statistics on the right, bacterial vaginosis, which is a very common vaginal infection for women, 23 affects about 23 to 29% of all women. That's a lot of numbers. There's roughly 1 million new STIs acquired every day worldwide. There's about over 370 million new infections every year for one of these STIs I mentioned below. So there is a huge market for us. And right now, in a lot of the emerging countries, they cannot afford expensive lab-based machines to run these tests. So we believe there's a strong potential need for point-of-care products. We believe rising STI infection is also a healthcare problem in the US, as what we're showing here. Affects a lot. There are 4 takeaways. Number 1, affects a large number of people, as you can see on the top left corners. Young people are particularly affected, as you can see in the bottom left corners. 15 to 24 years old accounted for half of the new STI infections. The problem of many STIs at the early stage show no symptom, but still infectious. So regular screening is super important in our opinion. And that's why CDC has been promoting get tested anywhere, at home, at clinic, just get tested. We also believe there's an established market for telehealth STI test in the US, but the current solution is not optimal. What I'm showing you on the left is that more and more telehealth platforms have offered at-home STIs, as you can see in the dark blue dots. But as you can see on the right, the current test flows still relies on inconvenient, expensive lab testings. The test kits were delivered to the home. You're taking the test at home, but you are required to send the test samples back to the lab and wait a few days for test results. And more importantly, a lot of these at-home tests, they are single-use and very expensive. For example, a CVS test kit for 3 common STIs, what I just saw, costs about $90 per test. This is too expensive for young adults to conduct regular screening. And that's where we think Ainos Flora can come in, because we designed the product to be multi-use, potentially substantially lowering the cost per test. So what I'm showing you here, this is the design of the Ainos Flora. It looks like a thermometer. We designed it to be completely portable, connected, and easy to use. We call this the modern telehealth solutions for the modern women. Testing is completely non-invasive, as with the AI nose inside can smell the VOCs of these pathogens. Your testing by Ainos Flora takes just a few minutes, and users can store the test result in the mobile app, share it with the telehealth doctors. The entire process is easy, fast, discreet, telehealth friendly. Currently, we are conducting studies in Taiwan, and also concurrently, we are seeking B2B business partners to sell the product. So let me summarize my what I just talked about. Number one, key technologies: Vildona, which is a therapeutics program; point of care, powered by our innovative AI nodes; synthetic RNA for long-term synergies. I've talked about a capital-efficient business model with cost-effective operation in Taiwan, multiple strategic relationships, effective monetization strategies, and catalysts for the next 12 to 18 months includes for Vildona, driving up sales of our Vildona pet supplements in Taiwan, and later seeking international expansions, pursuing out licensing of our human drug candidates, and for our AI nodes point of care platforms, completing study of Ainos Flora, seeking B2B business, and NISD code development for the second half of this year. Well, that's it for me. Thank you for listening in. Any questions, feel free to contact our IR representatives. And you can also see us on social media through LinkedIn or X, just hashtag Ainos Inc. Thank you. I'm here to take on the questions. So, number one question: how big is the HIV oral warts market, and what is Vildona's benefit as a treatment? First, the US FDA has granted ODD designation for this drug candidate. We estimate about 24,000 of them suffer HIV oral warts, representing about 2% of total HIV positive populations within the US. Globally, we think oral warts affect about 1.2 million patients worldwide. Currently, for HIV oral warts, the most common treatment is surgical removal, which is very uncomfortable. For our Vildona, based on our studies across 77 subjects enrolled and evaluated by our clinical studies, on 24 weeks of treatment, the subjects treated with Vildona experience over 75% reduction in the wart areas. So we think this is a very good data and very substantial. And it offers an opportunity to have a convenient long-term solution for these patients. Number two, about AI nodes COVID development with NISD. What are the expected milestones in the next 6 to 12 months? So as I mentioned, we kicked off this project last August, broadens our addressable market into healthcare, telehealth, industrial, environmental safety. Now we are on phase 2 of the development, finalizing functionalities, specs, and market positioning. We target mass production readiness by second half of this year. So we're super excited for this to be a long-term growth opportunities as we go into back half of this year. Another question: how big is the market for Ainos Flora? So the total STI test is about 256 billion by 2028. In 2021, it's about 151 billion. So point of care is just 20% of the market. So we believe there's a huge room to moving from lab test to point of care test or at-home test. About 16 to 20 million tests for gonorrhea and chlamydia performed in the US every year. And if there's a shift to the at-home testing, there's an expectation that the test numbers could double or triple. So there's a substantial opportunity out there. Convenience, cost, and speed will be the major growth drivers. So we believe Flora effectively addresses all these attributes. There's another question: how big is pet food market in Taiwan and other part of Asia? And what is Ainos' marketing plan in Taiwan? So in dollar terms, Taiwan is roughly 1 billion market, Japan about 4.6, China 7, Southeast Asia 4. So the regions combined to be about roughly 17 billion, a huge market for us. If you count it by number of dogs and cats, China about 117 million, Japan about 18 million, Taiwan's roughly 3, growing to 4 very quickly. So there's a huge number of pet dogs and cats that we can potentially serve. In terms of marketing plan in Taiwan, online shopping is very popular in Taiwan. So our products are now all on all the leading e-commerce platforms, and we have implemented digital marketing on social media through Instagrams, through KOLs, and we also have ads on some of the taxis that are running around in Taiwan. Best way to see our development on Vildona Pet is visit our social media. and hashtag IKnowSync. Well, I think that's all. Thank you very much. Have a great day.